Could everyone check your tickets, please? I've got a lot to get through, and I'm looking for 437.
That's me. 437. What do I do? I'm sorry, I'm not sure what's going on.
Ticket.
Look, I can see you're very busy. Don't mean to interrupt you, but to be honest, I'm finding all this fairly confusing. Can you please explain to me?
You are Malcolm Arthur Davis.
Yes?
The date of birth, 3rd of January 1966.
Yes.
Previously of 27 Wellhall Gardens?
Yes. No.
No.
Previously.
Formerly, in the past, before.
I know what it means, thank you, but there's clearly been some kind of mistake.
You're in denial. It's very common.
Denial? No, I still live there. I can remember locking the door this morning before heading off to the office.
You didn't make it.
What do you mean I didn't make it?
Do you remember getting to the office?
Well, I remember getting to the station. I bought a bacon butty and a chocky muffin and a latte at the snack shack. I got on the 7:52. I sat in the window seat. I opened the newspaper to read it, and then...
Cardiac arrest.
I had a heart attack. Good grief, I had no idea. What happened next?
Well, it would appear the 7:52 was delayed for 41 minutes. All trains into Victoria had to be diverted, and Twitter went into meltdown as angry commuters complained about yet another day of delays on the rail.
I meant to me. What happened to me next?
Oh, well, like I said, you didn't make it.
You appear to be suggesting that I'm...
Dead? Yes.
Oh my God. Oh, this is awful. I can't believe this is happening to me.
Well, your blood pressure was 170/98, cholesterol sky high, rarely exercise, you were a ticking bomb. Don't worry about it.
Well, that's awfully well for you to say, unless you're... Where am I exactly?
This is admin.
And is that all?
That would be mezzanine.
Right. And I'm in admin because...
Because you're dead, and there's paperwork to get through.
But surely all that falls to those I've left behind.
Well, all that stuff of life paperwork, of course. But this is your EOLS, your end of life survey. It should only take 5 minutes. We just need to know how we did.
Got to be kidding. I spent half my life filling in surveys and giving feedback. If you know anything about the world that I came from, you know that you can't do anything these days without somebody wanting to know how they did. And frankly, I just haven't got the time for it.
I think you find you do now. And besides, you better get used to it.
Oh, there's more to this one?
Absolutely.
But why?
Well, let's just say that upstairs are big on customer service, and downstairs are into paying. So, shall we make a start then? Overall, how satisfied or dissatisfied were you with your life? Very satisfied, somewhat satisfied, neither satisfied nor dissatisfied, somewhat dissatisfied, or very dissatisfied?
Oh, this is absurd. I'm 55 and I've just died. How satisfied do you think I am?
Perhaps I should explain. The EOLS is not to find out how bitter you are with your demise, but to find out how we did before. So, I ask again, how satisfied or dissatisfied?
Somewhat dissatisfied. If you're happy to put me down for something, put me down for that.
Would you now take a few minutes to describe why you were somewhat dissatisfied with your life?
Because that's the way it is. Was for me. Don't get me wrong, good things happened, but more often than not they were cancelled out by something bad.
Like?
Well, like when I was 6, My mum told me we were going to go live by the seaside. And then my dad told me he wasn't coming with us.
Anything else?
Well, all I ever wanted to do was to be a pilot. I was crazy about planes as a kid. And the hours I spent plane spotting at the local airport.
And yet it seems that you were a council administrator since leaving school, most recently in the waste and recycling department.
Well, there was a problem with my eyes.
I see.
No, I couldn't. Well, at least not well enough to be a pilot. After I fell off the greenhouse roof when I was plane spotting.
And one final example?
Oh, this is purgatory.
No, this is admin. Please continue 437.
Okay. When you grow up to be an awkward, bespectacled teenager who can't even spell the word girl without blushing or stammering, and after 35 years of bumbling around and making mistakes, you finally pluck up the courage to ask out Laura. She's a girl at the office, and we're getting on really well. And the day you finally choose to do this, you have a heart attack on the 752. Why can't I ever finish something I've started?
I'm going to have to stop you there, 437.
Will you please stop calling me that too?
I'm afraid, 437, that when your number's up, I'm required to use it. So, moving on. If you were less than satisfied with your life, which you say you were, what could we have done to improve it?
Well, whilst I'm prepared to accept that shit happens, I just think that whoever's in charge of it should jolly well spread it around more evenly. Not that I'm criticising whoever's in charge, of course. Good Lord, no, it must be an awful job. I mean, all those people, a nightmare. To be honest, it's probably just a simple error of distribution. Like with recycling bins. When half the borough got 2 green bins instead of 1 green bin and 1 brown one. A simple mistake could happen to anyone.
We'll move on then, shall we?
Oh yes, please do.
Do you believe in reincarnation?
Of course not.
I see.
That was the wrong answer, wasn't it?
This is a survey, 437. There's no such thing as a wrong answer.
But if I'd said yes, it might have made a difference, right? I could have come back as Laura's cat. I could have spent long hours cuddled up with her, purring in her lap or tiptoeing across her piano keys. I settle for that. Please, if there's anything you can do.
There isn't. Not now. And anyway, you were down for being a rhinoceros, which will be geographically problematic where Laura is concerned. And I'm quite sure her lap and the piano keys are grateful for that. Moving on, do you have any suggestions for improving life?
Well, you could get rid of some of the bad stuff for a start.
Such as?
Well, there's the big bad stuff like war and terrorism, famine, disease, loneliness and suffering. And then there's the petty bad stuff like printers. And all those biscuits that break in half when you dunk them in your tea. Wasps. And then there's the stuff in between, like dying before you've even started living. Regrets about how the way you've lived. And all those things are left unsaid, undone.
And bearing that in mind, on a scale from 0 to 10, with 0 being extremely unlikely and 10 being extremely likely, how likely would you be to recommend life to a friend or relative?
Well, highly likely, I suppose, and I'd have to give it a 10.
And in light of your previous answer, could you explain why you would give it that score?
Well, guess I was just considering all the things I would have missed if I hadn't had this time on Earth.
Like?
Well, like trees and flowers and lakes, and wildlife, music, Smell of fresh coffee. Bread. Apple with cinnamons. Stationery. Stationery's brilliant. Those donuts with the custard in the middle. Posh spice. Random acts of kindness. Laura's shiny hair. Her smile. The way she laughs. Oh my goodness.
What is it?
Oh, pain. The most awful pain.
Describe it.
Oh, is this part of the survey?
No, describe the pain.
Oh, it's like an enormous punch into my heart.
Look at me. What do you see?
It's getting very bright around here. It's too bright to look at.
Terrific. Put your head between your knees and take deep breaths.
What's happening to me?
Just do it now while I make a call.
I want to know what's happening to me.
Immediately, else I'll be forced to issue an Action 13.
Oh, what's an action thing?
That's an Action 13. Sandra, admin. I don't know what you are to play at. I've just had to issue another Action 13. 437. Looks like he was successfully defibrillated. Stupid rookie mistake on your behalf. I don't give a flying Gabriel about your targets. You've been told before you have to wait until their number's up. All my ducks are perfectly in a line, thank you very much. I don't have the bandwidth to cope with 3 of these in one day. No. You get off the bus if you don't like it. I don't have time for that. I'm going to have to issue a return ticket. Whatever. Run it up the flagpole at the next thought shower. Now, if you don't mind.
I could hear the most beautiful, ethereal music.
I put you on hold. Here, take this.
What's this?
Your return to life ticket.
So he didn't die after all?
Yes, but only for about 9 minutes. A co-worker was overzealous and snapping you up. There is a procedure to complete if you want to make a complaint.
Oh, no, thank you. I just want to get out of here. What do I do?
Well, I suggest, Mr. Davis, that you think about some of your previous answers to the survey, so you have less regrets next time we see you. This is your second chance, Mr. Davis. Use it wisely.
Oh, I will. I promise I will. I'm going to start being bolder. I'm going to start to believe in myself. And I'm going to have adventures. All I need to know is, how do I get out of here?
Oh, well, straight down the corridor, second door on the right, and as soon as you've completed your NDES, which should take about 5 minutes, you'll be free to go.
NDES?
Yes, the near-death experience survey should only take 5 minutes. They'll just want to know how I did. Could everybody check your tickets, please? I'm looking for 438.